Got some Detroit Lions news and rumors for you folks today, and in this video we're going to break it all down. We're going to talk about injuries, give you some updates on that. The Lions brought in a player potentially to sign. We're going to talk about that player, what he can bring to this team. We're going to get in depth about two particular positions that a battle is going to be taking place and a player we should be concerned about. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a sound and smart idea to go up to a predator, pull off his mask, and try to make out with him, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And sometimes being a Lions fan, you could be one nasty son of a gun. Also, take that like button with you, give it to the Predator, let him chop it up. Let's get into today's Lions news and rumors. Kelvin Sheppard was talking to one player in particular he was showing a lot of love to, and hopefully what he's seeing in practice is correct, is the building in our guy Derek Barnes really starting to come on to learning the scheme, learning how to play the position, and instead of thinking about it when the play is going on, is reacting. We need help at linebacker, and Kelvin Sheppard talked about Derek Barnes as a guy who's coming. He's coming at you. He's going to be a baller, a beast, and we need that. Hopefully this is not just talk. This is real. We need this guy to come into his own in the second year of his season. Why? Because we have issues at linebacker. We have issues at a position where right now it seems to be the Achilles heel of this football team. Kelvin Sheppard, he talked about Malcom Rodriguez a little bit. He says slow down the hype, but he was really hyping up Derek Barnes as a monster among men. So hopefully he can produce that here in 2022. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at MicroMike85. That is my handle. Why? Because I drop content and information on Twitter, breaking news, anything that's happening regarding our Detroit Lions. Real easy way to get fast information. Instead of a video that may take a little bit of time after the news breaks, you can find out really quick on Twitter. So go ahead and follow me at MicroMike85. Let's talk about Jerry Jacobs really quick here, because this is one player that did not get placed on the PUP list. He is really important to our defense. Last year coming on strong as a rookie, made a immediate impact and got better each game. Unfortunately for Jerry Jacobs, he got injured the end of last year with the Achilles, but guess what? He's really coming on strong. He's ahead of the game. I personally seen him a couple weeks ago. He looked fantastic, and Dan Campbell talked about that. He's doing really good. Now, he could be placed on the PUP list next week, potentially, but he may not. He could be ready earlier for the Detroit Lions this season than many expected. And that's really important because right now, if you look at the secondary, we have some issues there. We have issues. Who's going to be nickel? We have issues with opposite of Monty Warrior, and Jerry Jacobs could alleviate some of these issues if he can come back. He's ahead of progress. That's good. Still, don't want to rush him. Want to make sure he's on the field when he's ready to go, but he's getting close. And if he can start practicing soon, he may not be ready for week 1, but maybe in a couple weeks he could be ready for the Lions, and that would help that from an injury standpoint. Let's get into some other injuries really quick. Now, Jameson Williams placed on the PUP list. We all expected that. No big deal there. Slowly acclimate him to this team. We drafted him as injury. We expect it. Romeo Okwara's injury looks like it's a long-term one. Hoping he can get on the field this year. That's not good. But I think the biggest concern is obviously with Levi Onwuzurike. And we're going to talk about him in a little bit. But there isn't a concern for him. Is he able to get on this field sooner rather than later? Or is it going to be a long issue where we're going to have to wait? Well, the Detroit Lions potentially think it could be a longer issue. Why? Because they brought in a player here in defensive tackle Malcom Brown in yesterday for a visit. Now, if you don't know, though, we have not signed him. The Detroit Lions would have to release a player or get a player off the books to sign Malcom Brown, because right now we're at 80, so you'd have to be able to give a roster spot to Brown if the Lions were to sign him. This is a good indication, though, that the Lions feel they need more girth at the defensive tackle position. It's not just talk, they do need it. Malcom Brown, 6'2", 330 pounds. He's 28 years old. He was actually drafted in 2015, the first round by the New England Patriots, pick 32. Last year, 2 sacks, 24 solo tackles, 27 assisted, 51 total. Now, the stats are not insane. This guy's not going to come in and be the best guy. But last year, he was very good, helped stopping the run, top 10 at his position. In the Lions, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a depth player, someone with girth to help out. That's exactly what they need. Why? Because we have injuries that we're going to be talking about a little bit regarding the defensive tackle position. And John Penisini retired early, and that was a player they were probably depending on for that bigger body interior defensive lineman for the Detroit Lions there. So, would the Lions sign him? It's very possible that the Lions can sign him and could really do it relatively soon. Maybe after the preseason game, that could be something they look forward to. I would be appreciative of the sign. I think it would be a good signing. Depth at defensive tackle is a good thing. Depth with the bigger style, the bigger body, the guy that plug up the holes is important for the Lions. We brought in Isaiah Buggs. We brought in some other defensive tackles to help out. So there's nothing wrong getting a first-round talent in here to see if it can help out. He's not going to be the best guy in the world, but we don't need him. We just need depth at this position. Because guys who we depend on, like Levi Onwuzurike, is not dependable right now due to issues regarding health. So that's going to be the pinned comment for this video. Should the Detroit Lions sign Malcom Brown? Why for yes and for no? Let me know in the comment section. Thoughts on this? Should the Lions take a chance on this man? There is 2 competitions that's going to be taking place. Battle for the Lions on Sunday that all eyes need to be on. 2 players just a couple weeks ago you would never even think would have an opportunity to make this team. Justin Jackson, the running back right now, he showed a lot of flair, speed, agile, and hitting the holes last week versus the Colts. Long strides. We need good depth at that running back position. Now, he's battling Jermar Jefferson and Godwin Igwabuke for that spot. I'm rooting for Justin Jackson. Could Jackson be last year's Craig Reynolds? Come in here and give a different dimension of speed. Now, we liked Jermar Jefferson when we drafted him because he did have that speed, but personally, it feels like he's regressed a little bit. Jackson comes in, all cylinders against the Colts. We got to watch this on Sunday, and he's going to get a plethora of carries due to the fact this is the final preseason game, and I guarantee you the coaching staff is really paying attention to Justin Jackson on this one. We'll see what he can do. Maurice Alexander, wide receiver, but more importantly, kick returner. He came in last week and blew up this position with a 65-yard return and a 45-yard return. To me, it was an anomaly. His vision looked great. When he seen the hole, he went speed balls to the wall. That's what you look for in a kick returner. He did it prior as well in USFL. This guy has big play ability on special teams. And if you can give Jared Goff and this offense, spots in the field, the 40, 45 on a regular basis, the Lions are going to be able to score on a regular basis. And if they don't, you'll be able to punt, take Jack Fox, and put the opposing team way back on starting field. That's how you do well on special teams and you win. Special teams is vital piece towards winning football games. We know this, folks, that the NFL is a game of inches. Well, you can get more by having that. That's awesome. Just look at what the Chicago Bears did with Devin Hester. Now, I'm not saying at all this guy's Devin Hester. Devin Hester is a Hall of Fame kick returner. But they won games due to special teams and kick return ability. If this guy can give us field, and he does it again against the Pittsburgh Steelers, he should make this team. Because that is a valuable asset. That is a weapon for the Detroit Lions. A weapon that we need to have. And if we're talking about a number 6 wide receiver who can be touching the football a lot due to kick return, get her done. So we're going to be watching this to see if these two individuals can replicate the success they had versus the Colts. Can they be a Craig Reynolds type of situation? Let's get into Levi Onwuzurike, because this is why Malcom Brown, I believe, is coming here, because Levi Onwuzurike is injured. Dan Campbell was asked yesterday in the press conference, do you believe Levi Onwuzurike will be good to go for the first 4 weeks this season? He said, I don't know, but if you're to twist my arm, he's not going to be ready for the Eagles game. Then rumors came out that he may not even play at all this year. And if that's the case, that's stunning bad news for the Lions defensive line. Not looking good for our second-round pick last year. We have to be able to depend on these young players like Levi to bring this team to relevancy. That's how you win, is via the draft. And right now, it's not looking good for Levi Onwuzurike. It really isn't. That's why we're looking to get a defensive tackle here, adding to the Lions' 53-man roster. It's not good news for Levi, folks. So I don't know what to say to him. Just keep grinding and get better. But like Dan Campbell, it's a snail's pace. He's a bigger body, so it's more difficult when you have such a guy of his size. We'll see how it goes, but it's not looking good. Folks, in the upcoming videos, we do got the One Pride podcast every single Thursday on my channel. But on Sunday, we got the live watch party. So if you cannot watch the game, or if you do able to watch the game and you like to mute your audio and listen to me and the game audio, go ahead and join me for live watch party Lions vs. Steelers for preseason 3, starting at 4 o'clock on my channel. Mailbag video tomorrow. With that said, folks, adios.